Okay, then my niece wander out.
Yes, right here.
Okay, keep going. Thank you.
You want me to shut the door?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Pastor Logan, if
Yes,
you
ma'am.
have a word of prayer with
Just
us.
again, I'm just gonna get my phone off here.
Okay.
Everybody don't yell at me. He got his phone on. So it buzzing Sunday. Let's bow together. Lord, gracious Father, we thank you, Lord, once again. It's been another month since we met, but we've always been in your presence, and we thank you for always surrounding us with your love. And we thank you for this meeting today, that we'll conduct ourselves as always, Lord, uplifting the community, not only in Southeast Denton, but throughout the cities of Denton. Thank you for all our guests that are here today, all the neighbors that are here today. Thank you for our leadership of our President Colette. Now bless us, Lord, and hold us, God, in your powerful hand. In the name of Jesus, we pray and ask it all. Amen. Amen. Tell little girl, she can't talk when I'm praying. I thought that was the Holy Spirit. I started to stop. What was happening here? Talking back to me.
Terrible fours, I'm sorry. I can't get in touch with her mama, so that's why she's here. Okay. We will start, we have a new code enforcement guy, so I will let him come up and introduce himself.
Hey guys, I'm new to this neighborhood, but I've actually worked with DHA. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. Denton Housing Authority. I was under the leadership of Ms. McDade for a while. So I'm new to this, but I know the area. So anything you guys need, feel free to give me a call. I'm gonna leave some business cards up here, okay? And again, I'm gonna be doing code enforcement for this area and the surrounding areas. So anything you guys need, anything you guys want me to check out, feel free to let me know, okay?
So what was your name, bro?
My name is Aaron Solis, okay? Yeah, Aaron Solis, so yeah. And if you ever need anything, you can drop by over there. We have the new offices. I don't know if you guys have been over there, 401 North Elm. That's where we're at. So if I'm not there, any of the other officers can always help you out. Okay. But we'll be there to try to help out the community. Okay.
You have a card you can leave us?
I'm gonna leave some cards here in case anybody needs them. Okay. And again, it has my phone, all my information. Anything you guys need, let me know. Okay. All right.
All right.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, bro.
Does anybody have any questions for me?
Yeah, for me
While
while I'm here.
Okay, thank you.
But yeah, if anything comes up, like I said, I'm gonna leave some cards here for you guys, okay? Anything you guys need, or even if I can't help you, I'll try to find the answer for you guys, okay?
Great job.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Okay, Ellen had a quick invitation she wanted to give out.
This is a little strange, but I'm a local artist, and I'm working on a quilt about Quakertown and about 1922 displacement, expulsion, whatever you want to call it. I'm having an event at the Visual Arts Center on Bell and Hickory, right up here on June 16th, where I'll be talking with Georgina Ngozi, who is the wonderful, wonderful black lady who leads the whole Greater Denton Arts Council. And I'll have lots of artwork there of mine to show. It'll be kind of about racism, a little bit about how I make art, about kind of times of struggle and what you do with it. And I have invitation cards to give you as you leave. So it's like 3.5 weeks away, so I hope you can hang on to the card. I think this thing will be really interesting to high school and junior high kids also. So if you're not interested, please pass on the information, but I'll be here to hand these out later.
Thank you. Is there anyone here from the police department?
So, can I-
Oh,
Sorry, guys, I forgot to tell you, we actually have a new manager with us. I'd like to take this time, if you guys don't mind, to introduce him. It's Norman Barbosa over there. So, So, yeah, so this is my manager, anything you guys need, like I said, if I'm not there, he's most likely gonna be there. His name is Norman Barbosa. He's been with the city for a while. So any questions you have, if I can't answer them, they'll be the guy to go to, okay?
All right.
So just wanna let you guys know that. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Glad to be here.
All right, then.
thank you. No one's here from the police department. I did talk to Tony, and, I don't know if everybody knew, Tony had a death in the family last week. So, I know he came back to work today, but, there was some issues he had to take care of with his mother. But I emailed, the traffic supervisor to get answers back from all the questions we had last month. But of course, no one has emailed me back. So, I will look into that tomorrow to see why they're not answering back. We'll go ahead and move on to City Councilwoman Vicky Bird.
Well, hello, everybody. It's just always so good to be in front of you all. I appreciate your smiles and all of your support that you've given me here. It's been 1 year since I've been doing all this, and I've learned so much. And first of all, I want to talk about the elections. You all know that we've gone through our elections, and we have our native son is back in the office of mayor. So let's give him a hand. And our District 5 has been filled by a young man by the name of Brandon McGee. He's here tonight, so let's hold up a And our District 6 has been filled by our former mayor, who is now city council person for District 6, Chris Watts. So the dynamics of the dais has changed a little bit, but as far as I'm concerned, we're gonna just keep going forward. We're gonna make sure we keep our hometown feel with our big city amenities. That's what they say that we are in Denver right now. Hometown feel, big city amenities. So I'm glad to just be a part of all of that. So streets are here. We've been talking about streets. Now they're fixing the streets. And so we're getting used to all this construction that's going on around here, but at some point they're gonna be done. I understand it's gonna be right around 2025 when everything's all wrapped up over here in this area. We're talking about a large swath of southeast Denver, including some areas in McKinney, a little bit over across the street on McKinney in College View. So we're dealing with that. Sign toppers, I know we've been working diligently on our sign toppers. Reverend's gonna talk to us a little bit about that, give us an update on where we are on the sign toppers. We are still in conversations about that big project, that Quakertown project that Mr. Hunt had been talking about, the plaques, in Quakertown Park, where all of the homes have been seated. And also a possible name change for the women's building. All of that's now in discussion. You know how slow things are because we don't meet all the time. But I do understand that it's coming along. So let's look forward to that. And then hopefully we can use all of that information to bring in some tourism, as part of all of that. So we've been talking about buses, driving around, looking at, original places, St. James, AME, all of that. So all of that conversation has started. And finally, not finally, but my daughter is here from Denver. I sure do miss that girl. She goes off and she's here, Washington, Hawaii. She's been all over the country doing her thing. So she's kind of settled down in Denver, and it's good to have her next to me. And she's gonna be leaving at 3 o'clock in the morning. And then finally tomorrow at the City Council chambers, So any of you that have never been to the chamber, for some of the meetings, here's an opportunity to come and sit with me tomorrow for my annual town hall meeting. And I'll be talking about things that I've experienced as a city council member, just a little on me. You know, y'all know me. And so here I am on city council. And so there's some things that I've experienced. I'm gonna have the director of our development services. We're talking about these big capital projects that we have going on and things that we can look forward to in the future. If you all have any questions, any comments or concerns, that's the time to bring those in, and I ask him for about an hour of his time to come in and talk to us about some of those things. So he's gonna give us all the answers of the whys and the whats of why y'all doing this, why y'all doing that. Then we can find out why. So I'll be there at 6:30, from 6:30 to 7:30 at the chamber tomorrow. I'm gonna stream it live on Facebook, on my Facebook page, Vicky Bird for City Council. And if you can't make it, you don't turn it on, and so we can get some answers, all right? Thank you all for giving me your time, thank you.
Brandon, you wanna come up and introduce yourself? Brandon, you wanna come up and introduce yourself?
Yes, sir. Thank you. So, hey, everybody, I am Brandon Chase McGee. I want to start by saying thank you for electing me. I know I probably got on some of y'all nerves and knocked on your door so many times. So, thanks for coming to the door and not yelling at me all those times. I look forward to being here each month, which is what my commitment is. I'm here to listen to you all, to be an advocate for you, just as Ms. Bird is. As I told you all in the door, same thing, it is true. The number one things I want to get focused in this community are making sure we can slow down the traffic, and some of these awful wires that are hanging from our telephone poles. It's going to make our neighborhood look better, because as I told you on the door, it don't look like that on the other side of town. And I think y'all know what I mean, right? The only other thing I will just add is please make sure you go and vote. I hope you all know we are in Democratic and Republican runoffs right now. So election day is tomorrow, 7 to 7. We all vote right next door, right? So if you voted in the primary, whichever primary you voted, if you voted in the Republican primary, gotta vote in the Republican primary tomorrow. If you voted in the Democratic primary on March 1st, gotta vote in the Democratic primary tomorrow, the Democratic runoff. It's important. Let's make sure we normalize voting, because then we can't complain.
Right.
If we don't vote, okay?
Right.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, Brandon.
Also, just want to highlight the fact that we do have a school board trustee here as well. Miss Cheryl English is here. So, if you all don't know, Miss English is on our DISD school board, so meet her as well. Oh, I didn't get that. Oh, I'm sorry. And I lied. Councilperson representing District 2, Brian Beck, is also here with us tonight.
Cheryl, you never introduced yourself to us. Do you wanna come
Y'all
on?
know me. I'm coming. Some people say well, how come I don't come to Southeast End? I'm always over here.
Right.
Yeah, tell the truth. I'm Cheryl English. You know me because I've been on every board, commission, everything in this district. And I'm the first African American female on the Denton ISD school board as a trustee. I thank you for my work in this community, and my friendships and fellowships with all of you guys have meant so much to me. You know, I've been at this for a while, so I finally made it. As you know, it's graduation starts this week, and we are busy. School is getting out. So you'll have your kids and grandkids all summer. The school district is growing rapidly. The new Denton High School is opening up. It's beautiful. It is beautiful. And I was on that bond committee. If some of you guys have time, we're starting a new bond committee. If you're interested, I know it's a long, daunting process, but we need to know what it takes to build schools and know how bonds work. Ms. Bell's been on there. I've been on there with Ms. Bell. We just need to know. There's so many things going on, so many attacks against our public education system. We definitely need your voices. We definitely need you to vote. I I have some projects that I'm kind of working on, because I'm still in school too, at TWU. I'm almost finished 4 classes. But I want to work, I want to implement a community garden in partnership with the school right here. So if a lot of you don't know how to grow your own food because you are in a food desert, I think it would be great to partner with the kids, and this would be great. So that's one of the projects that I'm working on. If you didn't know, there is a GED course or GED classes right down the street at Fred Moore. So if you know anybody who needs to get their GED, right down the street. So glad to be here, glad to see y'all. And you'll be seeing me from time to time. Yes, ma'am?
Can you work on getting us a class for learning how to speak Spanish?
Oh, I'd be in that class too. Let me see what I
I
can do.
know, I mean, it's not free.
No.
We gotta pay for it, but you get the English.
Let me look into that.
Yeah.
Let me look into that because that would be.
A good thing, it's a good thing for us.
Mhm.
Actually, there's a Spanish class and a GED class that goes on here at the center
Okay.
on Wednesday nights.
Is it free?
Yes, ma'am.
Who's that lady we're talking? Oh, that's the
You
woman.
got Spanish?
Yes,
We got Steve first in there.
ma'am. There's 25 people in it right now, and we have 14 people that's in the GED class.
Okay, well, how did it circulate? I didn't know that.
Well, it's here, and it's on the papers out there, and I'm sure they'll give you information, but it is here.
Good, that's great.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Ingrid.
Thank you, Colette.
I guess I'll do y'all next. We have Habitat here. Everybody knows about the houses that they're gonna build. So, they came with an update. This is Nick, who is the assistant, and this is Miss Nancy.
So we just want to share that, that we have a program, it's called A Brush with Kindness. And what it is, it serves low-income homeowners impacted by age, disability, and or family circumstances who struggle to maintain the exterior of their home. So if you know of anybody, if you need paint in your house, please let us know. I'll pass on these flyers, and I do have applications if you want to fill them out, okay? Any questions?
What's that for, the repair guy? What did you say?
Oh, it's for painting of the exterior of your house.
In case the thing is like,
Yes.
Now, Nancy, I know the answer to this question because I was on the Habitat board, but can you tell them if there's a cost for this or how they qualify
Well,
for it?
in the application, there is, it depends on your income.
Right.
So for a family of one, it must be below 42,610 a year. Okay, that's the income, below 43,610. Family of two, it must be below 49,840, and so on. So if you want to fill out the application, yes, ma'am.
Is that the income for applying for the home too?
It's for, no, not for the, no, this is just for the exterior, the Brush with Kindness program that we have. And we're gonna have it going on through June. I'll accept applications all through June.
So they have income requirements that you have to at least meet a certain criteria. If you are under 40,000, you still will qualify?
Yes.
And
it
then they
depends
would
on the
determine
family
what that
size.
cost would be, if any.
Well, we're just doing it only if you qualify.
Right.
There'll be, it's free.
Okay.
It's free, so I'll pass on these flyers.
Do y'all have an update on the houses?
Yes, we're actually, we're currently probably 75% done on a house we're building on Y Street, for, Miss Levada Crawford. And also, our next house will be 611 Rose Street, and that's also a family of 5. So that's our current build. We're trying to buy more property to continue building more homes in the Denton County community.
what's the, I don't know if you got the information or not. When you apply for those houses, and then there's a low-income people, everybody's application's coming back, not application. Your information's coming back, and you know when low as you go, and then what what's on there is, you don't make enough income, you don't have enough, well, how low can you go?
Well, it depends also, it's the family size.
I done had so many people bring their stuff back, and it's like, I didn't make enough, I can't make, well, yeah, what I'm saying, what do you have to have to even qualify?
Well, you have to have income coming in, and depending on the family size, it's all different. So we have a range, you know, family of 1, family of 2, family of 3. They all have different ranges, and I don't have them with me. But they're all on our website. If you look, we have our qualifications, and those change yearly.
I know, I was just asking you, but I don't get that.
Yeah.
Everybody that's
Unfortunately, it's not up to Habitat. We do follow the HUD income guidelines. We can't change them, it's all, and they're changed yearly.
You were saying June, would that be the cutoff for anybody that's trying to apply?
Yes, all through June, I'll be accepting applications, and then we start, painting up the house.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes,
You said that Habitat is looking for more property to purchase.
yes.
You have any idea where this property is located, or just haven't found it yet?
We're still searching.
Okay, I just want to make sure it wasn't in Southeast Denton.
Oh, well, if we can find an affordable lot anywhere, we make it a bid.
I don't know what the border, but that's land all
Yeah.
so affordable. I don't buy that anymore. The land be called all over, not just over here.
Yeah, one of also the things is we look at it as property taxes, for the families. We also look at, when we put in a family in a home, what's their property taxes, can they afford it, all that. Because it impacts at the end how much the family will, have to pay that.
Property taxes affects everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't.
But it's not the same in every area, it's all different.
Can we talk about one thing at a time? We talk about painting. Let's talk about Duncan and Hill.
The 8-acre property, it's still under the city of Denton is still working on it, as far as I'm concerned, yeah. We haven't gotten an approval yet to build or anything, so it's still.
It hasn't gone to the city council?
I know it's with the city, they're working through things, but I don't know if, we haven't gotten an approval to build or a denial either.
There's a whole lot, we're talking about that property coming in the neighborhood that's already established. The question always comes up, well, who's gonna live in those homes? Now, and I know you're saying that the people that qualify for Habitat are supposed to Habitat homes. So some of those people may not be low income enough to get there. Is that what you're saying?
That's what
So you can't be poor enough, but you gotta be poor enough.
Borderline
Yes, it's a poor. It's income guidelines that we follow. So, and every year it changes, for a family of 1, it could change from 18,000 a year, it could go lower, it could go lower, it just depends, What the HUD income guidelines, they change them every year, and I just realized.
So they classify them as low income homes?
We go to moderate,
Okay. Because often people will say in this group, black folks are putting in for homes and they never get them. Now, is that, so at some time, do you actually qualify and say, look, we go around and we say, we got so many applications from this people, so many from Hispanic, so many from black, so many from white. You categorize that, don't you?
No, we don't categorize it like that, we just find out who meets the qualifications and who doesn't.
So you wouldn't be able to tell the percentage of people who are receiving the homes by race?
Yeah, I can give you more or less a percentage. Because I'm the one that looks at all the applications.
Well, I'd be glad when some of our color can really, somebody can pop up with an idea to put some of the blacks out there, but we're not getting them. Like I said, people have applied and they say, well, y'all don't come out and apply. No, that's a lie. But I applied when it first happened, and I know I had a decent thing on mine, I got my little thing back so quick. Oh, you didn't qualify, you don't make enough money, you don't go, how low can you go? But what we're saying in Southeast Denton, period, is why can't no black people qualify and get none of
And we're
that?
building 2 homes
You
for
know?
black people right
And where's that
now.
time? When will they be on?
We're 75% done on one house, and we're starting another one.
Well,
But
that's
from
good.
2 people to 1,000, that shows a lot.
Yes.
Let me say, I'm a realtor by profession. That's what I do every day, all day. But I've been on the Habitat Board and I meet with their ED every month, okay? So one of the reasons that people have a hard time qualifying, and what you may not know, Habitat is also the lender. So you have to qualify for a Habitat home just like you were going to Bank of America to apply for a home loan.
Right.
And they carry the note. So that's who you pay your note to. You have to go through the same guidelines that you would have to go through if you went to Bank of America or Wells Fargo. That's where you run into your issue, because it's a matter of income, debt, and your ability to repay.
Okay.
The one thing that is beneficial if you get a Habitat home is because they are your lender. So if you run into a problem, unlike Wells Fargo, Bank of America, or whoever, to come in and foreclose after 3 months and 56 days, they'll work with you. But you gotta have the same credit requirements, you gotta have the same income requirements, and you gotta have the debt to income ratio requirements as well. And that is one thing that I have talked to their ED about, is coming into the neighborhood and doing a homeowner class to show how to qualify for a Habitat home. Because what Habitat does is they locate the land, then they have to find somebody who will, and raise the money to buy. That's why they're not building a whole bunch of houses like a traditional lender, because a traditional lender can go to a bank, get a line of credit, build all the houses, sell them, pay the loan back.
Right.
They have to build them one by one because they have to get partners, raise that money, and then sell that house to you. They write it up, you have loan papers, you go to closing, just like you do a traditional house. So it's not a matter of how low can you go or the income, and it's not a matter of black and white, because they still have to go by fair housing guidelines. And if you say, well, I'm black and I want it, and you're not giving it to me because I'm black, they can get in trouble, because it's like, now we're trying to be neutral to this party or whatever. You have to go through the same lender qualifications like you would do with a regular mortgage.
Okay.
Now, wonder if I tell you somebody that got all the qualifications and stuff you just said, Miss Shirley, and they got turned down.
But then they have to, by law, tell them why they were denied.
Well,
And they have an opportunity to come back and reapply again.
And I send denial letters,
It's
that's
not
the
what
reason
we
why.
know up here now.
And I'm willing to sit down and explain the reason why. And I've only had like 2 or 3 people come in and wanted to know. So. Also, I want to mention what's great about our program is there is no interest throughout your loan.
Right.
So.
And at this point in time, the homes that are between Duncan and Hill have not been given authorization to build in Southeast Denton.
That's correct.
So we still have a
I
chance
don't have an
to,
update as far as,
No, what?
so we still have a chance to go in front of city council when it goes to voice our opinions on it.
And the maximum houses, if it is approved, would be 35 homes.
Yes, roughly around.
Roughly?
Roughly 30 to 35, yes.
And you all do background checks and everything?
Oh, yes, background checks, credit report, criminal.
So y'all own that property between Hill and Duncan?
It's about 8 acres.
Yeah, they are. Okay.
All right, so let me know, I have applications for the Brush with Kindness to paint on your house if you need it, okay? Thank you.
All right,
Thank you. Okay, the mayor came in. Do you have anything?
No, ma'am. In the interest of time, I know you have a full agenda. I'll just take notes as we go. Thank you.
Well, we did congratulate you while you were here.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Okay. Mr. Gary, I invited Parks and Rec Director out because there was an issue at the graveyard, so I invited him out to explain the situation.
So I guess I'm open for questions. I'm not sure exactly what all the questions are.
It was about the graveyard. Explain what happened.
What happened was, here's a picture of my niece's her name is Kimberly Brown. This is her picture. It was posted behind her headstone.
Is it on a frame?
It's on a metal frame. And it's been there since she passed away, right? What happened was the family goes to put flowers on the grave for Mother's Day. There's a better picture of it.
Sorry, just trying to.
Who can tell everybody what happened?
On Mother's Day, I have a niece, and her picture is yay so tall. It was posted behind, it's been behind her headstone at the Oakwood Cemetery. And you can kind of see it. And it was behind her headstone on a metal, and it was mounted into the ground to hold this picture of her. What happened, the family goes down for Mother's Day to put flowers on the grave, and the whole picture and everything was missing. And so you know what, you can imagine how the family felt. So what happened was I called our mayor and I called a few people to kind of step in. Now, I did a search in Southeast Denton about the monument of her picture. What I was told, the houses that's in front of the Oakwood Cemetery, they have been watching a female lady say she drives a white truck. She brings 2 big trash bags down at the park. She loads and they see her taking things off of different people's graves. So they did describe her. I never did get to find where did I come to the Park and Recreation at. Civic Center say it wasn't them or whatever. So what I did is start trying to research my niece's picture to see what happened to it. Well, here's a better one of it.
How big is it?
It's bad. Say game time. Okay, it was missing. Till this day, they still are just brokenhearted. Her kids went down there and we didn't know where the picture was. The mama was very sick. Her kids, I mean, you go down there and your stuff come up missing. What we were told, the guys or whoever that's mowing these yards and stuff, they broke it. Okay, so my thing is, we would feel better if they had contacted us about this. You know, because I knew nobody went to steal it unless they was crazy up here. Right. You go and steal it, and it's yay so heavy. It takes 3 people to pack it. So I started just looking around, going and some questions in the neighborhood where they have saw the lady come down there and removing stuff off of people's grave. To y'all, if you got a loved one down there, please check on whatever you taking down there, putting down there, and whatever. Because this is true that they are. So the lawnmower people had run over this with them. Now where we so upset about it, when they took this, I had to track it down, and I caught 2 of the workers on side of the cemetery. And when I tried to get them to tell me where to go so I can go talk to y'all about it, which they told me email all that. I'm not doing none of that. I want to talk to a giant. I don't want to talk to no midgets. You know what I told them. So come to find out, the guy said, I said, I want to know what happened to my niece's, pictures and whatever. Oh, is her name Brown? And I said, yeah, her name is Kimberly Brown. So one of the guys told me I got his name. He said, I got the picture. And I was like, you got the picture? I mean, where is it? So he said, you know what 1007 is over here? Carol Boulevard. I said, yeah, he said over the cemetery. I said, so why is it over there?
In the storage area.
And I said, okay, now my next question is, everybody got a marker in that cemetery, and somebody know who belongs to who in that cemetery. We, after I goes and they followed, and I followed them over there to retrieve it, it's like, well, why didn't nobody contact the family? They still up there tore up. You could just imagine how they felt going down there and their loved one was gone, and their stuff is missing. Okay, my thing is, why didn't nobody contact the family member? So the guy told me, well, we was waiting on them, they was gonna contact the family member. We would have been better out, they could have took it to people's funeral home. But Mr. Clifton, the funeral home over there knows all of our people here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now what we trying to figure out is about the stand. And it was just torn into, he gonna tell me the rain broke the metal. No, when have it rained? It was mounted and it was cement. And that lawnmower and stuff chunked it up where they found the picture laying over there, he said. Well, my thing is, that should have never happened, and the family should have been aware where the picture was, because I think we got everybody kind of trying to figure it out. So they got the picture from I'm over here at the cemetery over here on Carroll Boulevard, and they loaded it up in my car, and I finally took it up to the family, you know, to figure it out. So I just wanted to talk to you about that. That's just unacceptable. And nobody have not contacted this family to this day.
Okay. So that would be considered a temporary monument. A permanent monument is a large granite headstone or a plaque that's on the ground that's mounted in concrete, embedded in the concrete or sitting on a concrete foundation. I can read it specifically from the ordinance. I can share this with you. But so the challenge we have is mowing the cemeteries. There's lots of obstacles. Fresh flowers are put out there. There's a term limit on, obviously, there's shelf life on fresh flowers. And people bring out beds, flower beds for the entire kind of area for the grave. Those are prohibited. You're allowed to have them out there. I think it's for 7 days. We have to mow. Some people put out little fences around the entire lot and fill it with plastic flowers. Those are obstacles because we can't mow. So those are typically removed, and then they try to call the next of kin to let them know that they're there. When we do have weather and things blow, there's often times that we're picking up plastic flowers along the fence line. We don't know where those go. That type of a situation, it is susceptible of being hit by a mower or a weed whip. They try to take the things that are more permanent and contact the next of kin. I can't give you a rational answer of why they didn't call or if they tried. I don't know. I can look into it and get back to you personally. So that would be a temporary marker. A temporary monument is typically good for 1 year from interment. And then a permanent marker has to be installed.
What, on here?
Pardon me?
On this?
No, that's next to a headstone.
Yeah,
What they do try to do is if there are things that people put baseballs next to headstones, cans, a little bit of everything out there. I've seen phones on headstones, but they try to move everything they can to the headstone. So it's minimized in regard to the impact, the susceptibility of being hit by a mower, being caught up in a mower, that type of thing. So that's an ongoing challenge. So something like that would be considered temporary, but that does not make a case for why no one was called. They could have hit it with a mower. It could have fallen over and been broke. I can't answer that question. I don't have a good answer for you.
Well, when they bring stuff over there, locking it up,
that's where they store.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, don't seem like to me, and he kept saying they will contact the family. Why they don't contact family members then?
What I understand, they do try to reach out to family members. I cannot say specifically if they were reached out or not, or if they had a contact. The People's Cemetery, or People's Funeral Home, I mean, that's a good opportunity that we can use to try to connect the dots for that as well, moving forward, so I can definitely share that with staff.
So when someone's broken that tombstone, is it typical that they take it to the storage place? Is that what they do? Is that the process?
So this wasn't a headstone.
No.
It was more of a placard.
Right. So it's the process with a placard.
So on things of that significance, they tried to keep that. If it's just a random flower or something like that, plastic flower, that's not gonna.
I understand that. Is it a process for them to take it to the storage place if something is broken off a tombstone?
Yes.
Is that the process?
That's what they're doing.
Is that what they're supposed to do?
That's what they're doing. They're supposed to try to reach out again. By ordinance, they could just dispose of it, but they are trying to reach out to the family and make that connection.
They don't have to.
By ordinance, they don't have to.
Okay, that's what we want to hear.
Okay, we talking about headstones. My brother passed away in '94. We put a headstone on his grave, but it's not there anymore.
Yeah, I have no answer for that.
No one got in contact with us. Yeah, Victor Lipscomb.
Yeah, I mean, we may not know that unless someone calls and says, hey, there's an issue. Just like if something falls over or someone vandalizes something, we may notice things, but there also may be things happen that we're not aware of.
Well, yeah, his headstone was moved about 5 weeks ago. And we didn't know who to contact.
Yeah, I mean, that would be Parks and Recreation. Do you have no idea why it was moved?
We don't have no idea. No idea.
We don't typically move headstones. The only thing that we've touched the headstones is a few years ago, we did realignments, adjustments, and repairs. The ones that hasn't been maintained. We worked actually last fall with volunteers to go take pictures of every single headstone in the cemetery. We're in the process of labeling those by name, putting those with the database that we have, and then using that to create a maintenance plan on how we can do repairs to headstones. There are lots with no headstones. There are lots out there with bricks that are just engraved into the brick. And then you have formal headstones that have been vandalized over the years, that have fallen and broken for whatever reason. We're trying to get that into a database so we can put a plan forward to say, hey, these ones need replaced. This is what the average cost is. These are the ones that need adjusted, that are leaning, that are dangerous of falling over, to try to keep up with that. That was something that we did 2019, I think is the last time we did the adjustments. But headstones, I mean, they're heavy. So, I mean, that's just not something that we're picking up and moving for any specific reason. I have no idea. But make sure I get the name of that person before you leave, and then I can look into it.
Okay.
All right.
Was there more than one name on there where someone may have taken it to get it inscribed?
No.
Another name? Okay.
Any more for Gary?
Mr. Gary, you got a number?
Yes,
I
sir.
got your card, I can get it for you. Don't leave. Yeah, because I still want to discuss that, but we gonna have to get a stand, post that on there, and I don't think it should be us.
So the challenge with that is that it could break in the future because it's not permanent. That's the challenge we have, and it's
But
very
the one that
sensitive.
was cement, it's cement. Cement is thick, it don't break. That's when you hit it or stop it. I got a picture of that too.
Are you gonna be here after the meeting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Okay. Gary?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Donald had an update he wanted to give from planning and zoning.
Yeah, I just wanted to give everybody an update on projects that's going on right now. I actually talked to the Robinson Street project.
I actually talked to the president of that company, and right now, that project is on hold right now. Not because he doesn't want to build, but because the suppliers are so high and there's a labor shortage. I know he said when he came, he was gonna try to build it around $265,000. Right now, he's looking at 2 times that just to build over there. So, like he told me, I was gonna keep the price around $1,250, but if I have to double the price, I have to go up on the, and I don't want to do that because I told the neighborhood I was gonna keep it at a certain price. So right now, that's why it's on hold. He said he may build or he may just try to build something else. Now, what came before P&Z last week is right over here on Woodrow, they're wanting to build 285 apartments. Yeah, and like I say, it's affordable housing, but my issue is this is a big city. We should not have affordable housing only in this neighborhood. And it seems like whenever affordable housing comes up, it's like, take it over there. Because when you go to other areas, the first thing they say is, well, you have all these apartments and it's gonna bring about crime. I don't know if that's true, I've never seen any data, but if it is true, what makes you think it's acceptable over here to bring more apartments over here if it's gonna increase the crime? Because if you start at the Renaissance Apartments and you go all the way out past McKinney to the McKinney Street Apartments, the Roxton, and the Loop, we have over 7,500 apartments on that road alone. And that's not even 1 mile of road. And the traffic is pretty bad coming that way. And the other issue, I said, we actually voted it down, but it's gonna come back before either P&Z or the city council for reconsideration. One of the main problems I have is you have, like I say, it's gonna be 6 3-story apartments that they're wanting to build. My issue is traffic. Because when I go down Marsh Street, I don't even make an attempt to go left on Woodrow. It's just too late, there's no light there. So now you're gonna build, if you have 285 apartments, I'm saying you're maybe gonna have 2 cars per apartment. So you're looking at an extra 600 people. My deal with the traffic is, we've already asked for traffic studies in this neighborhood, which we haven't gotten. So if you added 600 more cars, if somebody wants to get to Dallas Drive, there's 2 ways they can get there. They can cut through Shady Oak, or they can go up Curly Street. That increases the traffic. We've asked for a study there, we haven't gotten it. If they want to go to North Texas or go to Bell Avenue, I don't think they're gonna go down to McKinney and take it. They're gonna cut through Marsh Street and they're gonna branch off on Robinson. We've asked for a traffic study on Marsh Street, we haven't gotten it. So that was one of the main reasons that I wanted it voted down. And I actually had 3 other people who actually voted it down, but I wanted to get before the neighborhood because I'm just one person, but I wanted to get with the neighborhood and get their input on it. So, because I've gotten a lot of phone calls about, why did you vote it down? I said, well, I voted it down for this reason, but I want to get with the neighborhood and let them know why I voted it down. And if they have the same issues, then I'm going to stick with my no vote. My concern is just the traffic. And you talk about the crime, and that's one of the reasons I voted no, and I'm gonna stick with my no. But if the neighborhood says, hey, we don't have a problem with it, then I can go back and change it. But if it's a no, just let me know now, and I will stick with that no. And then that's what I will do. All right, thank you.
All right, a couple things, Siobhan wanted me to let everyone know that the Juneteenth softball tournament, the last day to register is June the 13th. It's the last day to register for that. And the last day to register to be in the parade is June the 1st. June the 1st for the parade. If you want to be in the parade, you have to register by June the 1st. And also, there are a couple people that are not here tonight because, and I'm gonna ask the group and we can vote on it. about the taping of the meetings. A couple of people are not here because they don't feel comfortable saying certain things and it being recorded. Say if they want a tell on the neighbor or something like that, they don't want it recorded because they feel like that it should be private. I'm just saying.
Write it
So,
down. You should write it down if they don't want to record it, and then submit it to the head.
Well, we've never had the meetings recorded before, so I said that I would come back and ask to see if everybody wanted the meetings recorded or if you didn't want them recorded.
Wow.
So, that's what I was asked to do. Some people's not here.
Is there a reason why, I guess, is there a reason why they want to record it, or?
Well, it was brought up to something happened that somebody said at a meeting, and then it was said that they didn't say it, so, and it wasn't recorded. So now the meetings were being recorded. But like I said, there's a couple of people, well, it's about 3 people that don't feel comfortable being recorded because they feel like that if they want to say something, they didn't want to record it. Say if they want to tell on a neighbor or something, they didn't want to record it.
I guess my next question to that would be, who would be seeing these recordings, I guess?
I guess if people
It's
ask
been
to see
recorded.
it.
Yeah, the recording, it's actually on YouTube. Yeah, I just got the link today. Yeah, that way we can keep it in the archives.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so I mean, but, you know, you're saying that somebody feels uncomfortable. I mean, if I have an issue and I don't want to bring it before the camera, I mean, I don't have a problem walking outside and talking to the individual.
Well, like I said,
Yeah, I
brought
understand.
up.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't like to be on camera.
Yeah.
But my deal was, like I said, you know, a lot of people, they come down here and they tell you one thing, and there's no writing or there's no paperwork on it. But then when they get outside, it's like, I never said that. And that's why, you know, like I said, I mean, you gotta say what you mean, and you gotta mean what you say, and we're gonna have it on.
That's fine, David, that's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
So everybody that's in here, does everybody want the meetings recorded?
Record them.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it, we're talking, it's free to speak, so we can have nothing to hide.
Does everybody want the meetings recorded, yes or no?
Yeah.
All I wanted to hear, okay. Second thing is, there seems to be a Facebook page with SED Neighborhood Association. I didn't start that. I have nothing to do with that. So I wanted to let everybody know that sees that is not me, because in years past, I tried to do something on Facebook, and there was so much negativity toward me, I said, no, I'm not gonna do it. But there is a Facebook page out there, and I just wanted the group to know that is not me. I won't be commenting on it. So when you see it, don't think that I started it, because I didn't. So I just wanted to let everybody know about that.
Hey, Colette, is that the one did you see it today?
No, somebody told me about it.
Okay, because the one that I sent today was actually the link to the YouTube. There's nothing you can comment on it. It goes takes you right into the YouTube, and so I wanted to make sure it wasn't that.
I didn't even go in there and look. I was just told that, when did you start a Facebook page? I haven't started any.
I do want to clarify that it's not a group, so it's not really conducive to people arguing in it. It's simply a page, so that way if people don't want to go looking through YouTube archives, they can go to that Facebook page, and it's mainly just to house the meeting videos. So the video from April is up. This one will be shared there as well. So I think Donald shared the link today. If anybody wants to look at it, they can. But it's mainly just basically for people to review the videos of these meetings.
I'm sorry, what? Criminal?
Am I supposed to sign top or a little bit before we leave?
Yes.
May I?
Yes, yes.
What about the person supposed to come in and discuss the tax stuff?
Well, most of the notices just went out, and they weren't coming in to discuss it. They didn't have anybody, but I think everybody already knows it's pictures and estimates. You just have to show pictures and estimates if you want to protest your property. They'll look at that. I think everything's done online right now. So it's like you email it to, they're going off the sales. And anybody that knows houses are just selling. and that's why property values are so high, but pictures and, estimates is what they look at to get your property value down. So I did talk to somebody, but they didn't feel comfortable coming out, so I just left it at that. Yes, Pastor Logan wanted to give an update.
Just to sign topics real quickly. Am I being recorded? Get my good side. Well, east side is good, it's okay. My name is Reverend Thomas Logan. Where's that camera? Reverend Thomas Logan, 705 Park Lane, Dayton, Texas. Okay, now, those who don't know, Sign Toppers is a project that the city has authorized for the communities to be able to identify the various neighborhoods. And this goes back from 1875 really up to 1964. And what you'll see is a sign topper over the sign, street sign, identifying what that neighborhood was back in 1875, then later on to 1922. And what we asked this last Sentinel group, last one, if I could get together with some people to come and discuss what those sign toppers would look like. And for the ladies over the regular Bible study class at Tuesdays at 11:30 at the American Legion Hall was so gracious. They give up their time, and we met three consecutive Tuesdays, and now that group has designed sign toppers for everybody. Now we say at that meeting, if you don't like the sign toppers, we love you, because we're going to bring back what the sign toppers are going to look like. We're going to bring back to where they're going to be posted. And Ellen has been so gracious. Ellen, raise your hand so we can get her on camera. Ellen has been so gracious. She's mapped out a neighborhood where the sign toppers will be placed, and we got to work on that a little bit more. But the process is, the committee would come, design the sign toppers, we give those sign topper design to Ellen. Ellen's a graphic designer, she would pretty it up a little bit, then she gives it to the other graphic designer, his name is Tanya, who we have not met, who's doing it free of charge. They come and just beautify the sign toppers. And for instance, this area will be called Freedman Town. And we'll know where Freedman Town ends and where it begins. Back in 1875, and then they left her in around about 1875, 1878, they left and went over to Quakertown off of Bell Avenue. They left it when the school was built. They talked about Fredmore School. That'd be Fredmore's picture would be on that, up there on Y Street. And they have her Fredmore School, Fred D. Moore, Fred Douglas Moore, because the school at one time was called Frederick Douglass High School. So we tied the two together. Those kind of ideas with the colors that we like, guided by the city's guideline. If you don't like the color, we'll pray for you. Because once we say what the color's going to be in that committee, that's what it's going to be. And then and sometimes people will like it and some people won't. Everybody got an opinion. If you weren't at the meeting, we're going to do what? We're going to pray for you. Because once we give it to the city, and ma'am, I'm talking online. Once we give it to the city and we say that's what we want, the city is paying for it, and they're not going to do it over 2 or 3 times. And we're all going to love one another. We're going to love the sign toppers, and we're going to tell that committee they did a great job. And then the rest of y'all, we're going to do what? We're going to pray for you. Thanks, man.
Can I just say one thing about the sign toppers? The coolest thing ever is we thought of putting a QR code on the street sign pole that'll be at about eye height. It'll have its own little logo, bright colored so you can see it, so that anybody can go up and put their phone on that QR code and learn about the neighborhood.
Really quick, anybody interested, I have the application for the Brush with Kindness program where we go out to your house and paint your house if needed. Then we'll go take a visit. Thank you. Anybody interested?
Say it again, I'm sorry.
The Brush with Kindness program is if you meet our qualifications, we all go to your house and see if it needs painting, and we'll do a free painting. Of course, you gotta meet the qualifications, but you must own your home. You can't be renting it. You must be the owner. And that's what we're doing to the community, okay? Or if you know of anybody, please let them know, or reach out to Habitat here in Denton. Would you like to share?
Okay, it's 6:59, Mayor, you got 1 minute, you want to say anything?
No, I think it's a great conversation. I enjoy the conversations. Again, if you have questions, we're working on a lot of different things going on, and so happy to address concerns. Thank you for the well wishes. I appreciate that. Sorry I missed it. I was working on Juneteenth, a video. And so, and we're looking at another really big parade again. So if you didn't come last time it was so big that, you know, they didn't have room enough to stage all the cars on Bradshaw. It's really great turnout. Looking to do it again. And so please, I talked to all my friends, making sure they sign up. And so I'd ask you to do the same. Take advantage of that. Make sure folks that normally don't participate make it out to participate. It's a really great event, really well done. And then there's, do you want to, Pastor, you want to plug, or Bertia, do y'all want to plug that event coming up next month? Is that, because it'll roll around, I think, before we meet. Is that for everybody or no? The David Alliance?
Oh, the David Alliance is gonna have a quick
Yes,
talk.
there you go.
Yeah,
June 22nd through the 24th.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead. Okay.
No, you louder, you good.
June 22nd through the 24th, the David Alliance will be hosting, Quilt Conference is gonna be at St. Andrew's Church of God in Christ. And so that's a conference that we are hosting here in the city. And it's $20 for registration. If you've ever gone to any type of conference at a church with a church or anything, $20 is a steal to get a 3 days worth of conference. And so we're gonna have a session Wednesday night. Thursday and Friday, we will have classes. There will be a class for women, there will be a class for men, and a class for you. And it's all about equipping the saints for church and just getting us more what we need for church, especially in this pre-COVID, post-COVID, during COVID time, whatever you want to call it at that particular time. So,
who's the David Alliance?
The David Alliance is the Denton area vicinity interdenominational alliance, which is a combination of pastors from different backgrounds. Baptists, you got Baptist, non-denominational, holiness, holiness, Church of God in Christ, Pentecostal, you got all different denominations of pastors coming together and putting on this conference.
And that's June the 22nd?
June 22nd through the 24th, which is a Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
I'll be your pastor if you want.
Yeah,
Yes.
I've attended in the past. It's a really, really good event.
Yes,
really
good.
great. Yeah.
I want to try and come. It's good.
And then one other thing I will say this, that Jatavian Sanders is going to be signing autographs. That's on the 28th there at Fred Moore. So he'll be back from, he's a UT, so he'll be back signing autographs. So that's going to be a really neat event, and that's 1 to 3 at Fred Moore. So Popcorn's grandson. There you go.
Hey, Mike, on that conference, do you pay at the door, or
You can, but if you can register through your churches, if all of you have a church, or if you're not connected to a church, get with any pastor and they can connect you with that, and you can register at your churches.
And
that's a lot
online.
easier. And online, you can go to davidalliance.com, davidalliance.com, and you can register online for the conference.
Okay. I just want to make a quick announcement. I'm on the Board of Trustees for Medical City Denton. I also work with Denton County Friends and Family. But Medical City Denton, along with American Red Cross, is hosting a blood drive on Friday, June the 24th from 10 to 4 at the Medical City Denton location. And we're really focusing on blood donations from the African American community to help with the research and the need for a person with sickle cell. So I just want to pass out. There's a QR code here, and there's information online to go in and register for one of those times. If you have difficulty with that, just reach out to me through Denton County Friends and Family. Thank you.
Colin, one thing, if you have issues with the new development coming up, you can say what you want to say here, but you have to go to the city council meeting for that public hearing and voice your concerns there. It doesn't matter what you say here. It does not matter. It has to be put on record with the city. Donald can't do it by himself. I can't go by myself. It can't be 2 or 3 people. Those homeowners who have a problem with that, those residents here, you must cross the track and go over there to that meeting and let them know what the issue is, and ask D1 rep, your place 5, place 6, and even your mayor, who said he wasn't for more affordable housing being built in Southeast Denton. So that shouldn't be a hard thing to get accomplished.
Yeah.
Just make sure you get it on record that you voiced your concerns to the mayor, to your district rep, until your place 5 and place 6 and just move on from there. But you have to go across the tracks.
Yeah.
That's it.
NBA time.
Anybody have anything else?
Have a benediction.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out. And also, let's keep Miss Deborah on her son did tell me that she is home, and we know Miss Deborah was a very faithful member.
She was, yes, she was.
So let's keep her in prayer.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you.